Now that we've taken a look at the status report, the next report I'd like you to take a look at is the normative report. Now, the normative report provides information very much like the first and second pages of the status report. The first page of the normative report, in fact, repeats the information that's on the first page of your status report, and the second page does the same thing, only there's some additional information provided here. You'll notice on this report that there are bubbles stacked on top of bubbles. And that was done to provide you not only your information, the information that you got back about your own school, but it provides information from an aggregate of schools like your own. So if you're a moderate risk high school, your data will be compared to an aggregation of many other moderate risk high schools that have conducted ISQ before this. The scale that we employ is very similar to what is used on the status report. Once again, you'll notice colored bubbles, red, yellow, green, and purple, as before, and they mean the same things: exemplary, superior, typical, and opportunity to improve. But in addition to that, if enough of your audience perceive your school different than the normative group, then the text box on the left side of the page will change colors also to purple, green, stay white, or turn red, which shows you that the school is exemplary, way above norm, or below norm. To give you some examples of schools that have conducted ISQ before, we have some high schools here, and this one is a school that's operating very much like the normative group. You can see that the bubbles here are very similar for all audiences in all areas of the school. When you turn over the page, though, you can see in some details that the school is doing better the norm in some areas and not as well as the norm in other areas. In this school, we can see right away that the school is above norm in their resource management and way above norm, exemplary in fact, in their school safety. And we can see again in some detail on the back page how well they're doing on the individual items. Some schools are obviously at higher risk, and the higher risk schools actually expect to see some red bubbles occasionally. You can see at this high risk high school that some red was expected to be found on this report, and despite the fact that the school has some areas that definitely need to be improved, in comparison to their peer group, they have quality leadership in some other areas that they're doing very well. And lastly, to give you an idea of how well a school can do, this is an example of a school that's doing very, very well. They've conducted ISQ for many years, and you can see they're actually above norm in all 7 domains of the ISQ and in nearly all of the items on the back page. So schools can excel in all areas of the school environment. Related to that is the fact that these schools' test scores are pretty much off the map. They're nearly at 100% mastery in their CRT scores.